Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Remember to like and subscribe for better character art next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Sonic the Hedgehog, the fastest hedgehog in the world, and apparently the perfect character to star in a movie that comes out on Valentine's Day. Seems a little weird to me. I'll just Google romantic Sonic though, just to be sure. Oh no. Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we've got to go fast, rolling around at the speed of sound. We've got places to go, gotta follow that rainbow. Next, we'll make sure that we can spin dash, so dashing doesn't stop us from dealing damage. Finally, we'll make sure that we're as quick with a joke as we are with our feet. For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just make sure you're keeping multi-classing minimums in mind. Dexterity is number 1, Sonic is your name, and speed is your game, even though Sonic is also the name of your game and implies speed, so yeah, I guess you're right. Charisma next, your winning personality has inspired some interesting fan works. Wisdom after that, you're friends with a lot of animals, even non-anthropomorphized ones. Follow that up with Constitution, you're effectively immortal as long as you're getting paid in those sweet rings. Intelligence is a bit low. Sonic knows computer science, we just need other things more, and we'll dump Strength. Dexterity is really what makes this build tick. Athletics can mitigate that low base Strength score. For race, Sonic is either a short tabaxi or a furry halfling. Technically, the Dungeon Master's Guide mentions that you could use halfling as a mouse folk for flavor purposes, but considering tabaxis can go fast and halflings have a speed penalty, we'll go for a short tabaxi. Meow. As a tabaxi, you get +2 to your dexterity and +1 to your charisma, 60 feet of dark vision, feline agility to let you move double your movement speed in one turn, but you can't use it again until you've moved 0 feet in a turn. Obviously, this means you're on the ground spinning really fast until you can blast off again. You get cat's claws, giving you a climbing speed of 20 feet and letting you deal 1d4 plus your strength modifier in damage with unarmed attacks. Don't worry, we're going to get a better method of unarmed fighting that isn't dependent on your noodle arms. All tabaxi get stealth and perception skills. Considering how fast you're moving, it makes sense that you can perceive the world at an advanced level. For your background, folk heroes get survival and animal handling proficiency. Everyone knows Sonic, and everyone loves Sonic. Kick things off as a monk, letting you take 2 skills from the monk list. Athletics and acrobatics will help you be quick and nimble when you need to be. You get unarmored defense, letting you make your AC 10 plus your dexterity and wisdom modifier when you're not wearing armor. Shoes do not count as armor. Neither does a neckerchief, but we're not building Sonic Boom, so don't worry about that. While unarmored, you can also use martial arts to make unarmed attacks using your dexterity modifier and a monk die for the damage. That starts out as a d4 and will scale up as you level up in monk, and you can make another unarmed attack as a bonus action after you take the attack action. I'm not totally sure what rolling yourself into a ball and blasting it into your enemies is, but it's definitely not a weapon. Second level monks get to go fast, first with unarmored movement, boosting your speed while you're not wearing armor, and when there are 2 wheels randomly spinning next to each other, but that doesn't happen a lot in D&D, so don't expect your DM to put it in. You also get key points that you can spend to go even faster. If 160 feet with a tabaxi dash action in a round isn't enough for you, use Step of the Wind, letting you dash or disengage as a bonus action and doubling your jump distance for that round. This will give you up to 240 feet per round with a tabaxi double dash, even though you weren't in that game. By the way, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed is actually a super fun kart racer. It's super underrated, check it out. You can also use your hyper intense speed for patient defense, letting you dodge as a bonus action, giving you advantage on dexterity saves and enemies disadvantage to hit you. If you're recovering from your feline agility, this is a nice way to showcase your speed without moving. Flurry of Blows would also work, letting you make 2 unarmed attacks instead of 1 as your bonus action. Most of Eggman's bigger machines take 3 hits, so this will help you with the speed run. Third level monks get Deflect Missiles, letting you reduce damage from ranged attacks by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier and your monk level. If you drop it to 0, you can reflect it back at the person who threw it as a monk weapon. You can also choose a martial archetype. Even though Sonic doesn't get drunk, the Drunken Master works well for a monk who likes to move. You get proficiency with performance. I don't think you can use an electric guitar, but if your DM isn't cool with that, a lute is fine. You can also learn the Drunken Technique, letting you disengage with an extra 10 feet of movement speed when you use your Flurry of Blows. It's so fun fighting Sonic players in Smash who just dash at you, then get away without leaving you enough time to punish them. Wait, that sucks. But now you can do that to your enemies. so that's fun. 4th level monks get slow fall, letting you reduce falling damage as a reaction equal to 5 times your monk level. Sonic games don't have falling damage because that would be a nightmare. You can also grab an ability score improvement or a feat. The mobile feat increases your base speed by 10 feet, and you can ignore difficult terrain when you dash, and any creature you attack with a melee attack can't make opportunity attacks against you, regardless of whether you hit or not. Honestly, if someone wants to do damage to you, it might be best to just throw some spikes on a wall or something. They're not going to catch you. Movement speed check-in with feline agility, step of the wind, double dash. You you've got 300 feet in one round, already more than you'll ever need. Let's get more. The haste spell is our main goal here. At first glance, there are two paths, sorcerer or wizard, but if you've played a Sonic game, you know the best things come from the path that isn't obvious. So we're going to go with bard. This will give us the benefit of a bigger hit die, more sassy spells, and more skills. Multi-classing into bard will give us a free skill of our choice. Persuasion would be helpful. You also get inspiration die, letting you give your allies a d6 to use for their ability checks, saving throws, or attack rolls as a bonus action. You've got an amount of these equal to your charisma modifier per long rest, but we'll get something a little more Sonic later. You can grab 2 bard cantrips. Vicious Mockery lets you force a wisdom saving throw on a creature of 8 plus your proficiency bonus and charisma modifier, dealing 2d4 psychic damage to those that fail and forcing them to make their next attack roll with disadvantage. If they don't get the joke, they're just too slow. For your other cantrip, True Strike isn't good. Don't use it, but it lets you get advantage on your attack roll if you can maintain concentration until the next round. So maybe use this if you want to recharge your feline agility and there aren't any enemies in melee range. Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty much useless. Long Strider is a first level spell that increases the movement speed of a creature you touch by 10 feet, making your max speed 360 feet per round, and if you don't cast True Strike, that's 360, no scope. I've been told that's impressive. Animal Friendship forces a wisdom saving throw on a beast. Failing that, they're charmed for 24 hours or until an ally attacks them. Bring a woodland creature to your aid. They all owe you a big debt, except for the ones on the sky levels. Yikes. Charm Person is the same thing, but for humanoids, and it only lasts for an hour. But you've got a way with words. You might as well get someone a little more James Marsden shaped on your side. Most of the rest of the spells don't really fit with our blue friend, but you can grab another one right now, and one more next level. Speaking of next level, second level bards get Jack of all trades, letting you add half your proficiency bonus to skill checks you aren't proficient with. Considering how many different games and versions of Sonic that have existed, you could probably find an example of him doing well at just about anything. You also get Song of Rest, letting you give your allies an extra d6 worth of healing on short rests by shredding a rad guitar solo that's totally off the hook. Third level bards get expertise in 2 skills of their choice. Acrobatics and athletics would be my picks. You can also choose a bard at college, and I'm betting you can guess we'll do lore bard. It gives you 3 more skill proficiencies: Arcana, Deception, and Intimidation. Arcana will help you understand those chaos emeralds. Deception and Intimidation will round out your charismatic abilities. I'm sure you could be an edgehog if you needed to be. Cutting Words is a very Sonic move. It lets you use your bardic inspiration to crack wise, lowering an attack roll, ability check, or damage roll by using a reaction. For your spells at this level, Enthrall forces a wisdom saving throw on creatures of your choice that can see and hear you. Failing that, they have disadvantage on perception checks to see creatures that aren't you. They do get advantage on the save if you're fighting them, but this can be a great way to distract foes and lead them to chase you all around the map while the rest of your party gets their stealth on. Fourth level bards get an ability score improvement or a feat. The charge of feat lets you make an attack as a bonus action after you take the dash action. If you move at least 10 feet in a straight line, you can add 5 to the damage roll, or if you attempt to shove, you can push them 10 feet instead of 5. Shoving is an athletics check, so even though you have garbage strength, you get to add double your proficiency bonus to it. Fifth level bards get a Font of Inspiration, letting you recover bardic inspiration die on short rests, and your inspiration die increases to a d8. You also can learn third level spells, but again, nothing super Sonic-y here. If you're stuck at this level in your campaign, obviously pick something up. There's no point in not using these slots, but next level you're gonna get a spell that will use all of your third level spell slots, at least if you're playing to character. Sixth level lore bards get additional magical secrets, letting you learn 2 spells from any list. Haste doubles the movement speed of a creature you touch, gives them advantage on dexterity saves, adds 2 to their AC, and gives them an extra action per round that can be used to dash, disengage, hide, use an object, or make one attack. Keep in mind, if you go this fast, when the spell ends, you can't take actions or reactions for a round while you catch your breath. Speed check-in, you can now go 960 feet in one round, with every round being 6 seconds. That's 160 feet per second, or 109 miles per hour. It's time to confess that we're not getting super Sonic in this build. I'm gonna say the Chaos Emeralds are magical artifacts, and those would be up to the DM. Mostly because if we wanted to fly, we'd actually have to go slower by either taking the fly spell here, which we can't have up at the same time as haste, or be a protector ASMR, which would mean that we would lose the speed from feline agility. So instead, grab the jump spell from the first level to triple your jump distance for a minute, no concentration are required. That makes your jump distance with a step of the wind 48 horizontal feet or 12 feet vertically. so you're not going to beat Mario at the Olympics. But from what I've read of the extended universe, you have no problem going home with silver. Oh, and you get Counter Charm, letting you give your allies advantage on saves against being charmed or frightened with sick guitar solos, but it's not really that great of a way to use your action. I actually almost forgot to include it in the script. Back over to Monk, 5th level monks get Stunning Strike, letting you force a Constitution save equal to 8 plus your proficiency bonus and wisdom modifier on a creature you hit with a melee attack. Failing that, they're stunned until the end of your next turn, meaning they'll automatically fail dexterity and strength saves, and you have advantage on follow-up attacks. To get that true Sonic combo going, you'll need extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks with your action instead of 1. That's 2 action attacks, a 3rd attack as a haste action, and 2 more attacks with Flurry of Blows, followed up by free disengagement thanks to your drunken technique. If you run into a Sonic player in Ultimate and they use the green wristband skin, disconnect. They know things you don't. It's not worth it. Your monk die also increases to a d6 for some more damage with every hit. 6th level monks get Key Empowered Strikes, making your unarmed attacks magical in terms of overcoming resistances. Your nemesis likes to wrap himself in a metal shell, like some sort of turtle man. I can't think of anything else that is a shell. I'm just going to call him Turtle Man. You also get Tipsy Sway, letting you stand up from prone with 5 feet of movement instead of half, leaving your movement for rolling around at the speed of sound. Funnily enough, your unarmored movement increases by 5 at this level, so you might not even notice the difference. This also lets you spend a key point as a reaction when someone misses you with a melee attack, forcing the attack to hit another creature of your choice within range that isn't the person making the attack. If you're surrounded by a whole horde, this is really fun, even though this isn't the bulkiest of builds. 7th level monks get Stillness of Mind, letting you end an effect of charming or frightening on yourself as an action. Sometimes frightened effects make you dash away, and your movement makes that really bad. You also get Evasion, letting you take half damage on failed dex saves and no damage on successful ones. Cool hedgehogs don't look at explosions. And they also don't get hurt by them. 8th level monks get an ability score improvement, and I think total level 14 is a good time to invest in your stats. Round up your dexterity and wisdom for a big +2 bump to your unarmored defense and the damage and accuracy of your attack rolls, and higher stunning strike save. Charisma might seem like a good investment, but most of your spell slots are being spent on flat buffs. The modifier doesn't really apply to haste. 9th level monks get unarmored movement improvement, letting you run up walls and over water without falling as long as you land on solid ground. Considering you're running more than 100 miles per hour, I think you're probably going to clear it, letting you go through those loop-de-loops and even outrun a killer whale. How great is it that every other animal you see in Sonic is some sort of anthropomorphized cartoony thing, and then there's just one random whale that wants to murder you the way it does in real life? 10th level monks get Purity of Body, making you immune to poison and disease. That includes the poison condition and poison damage. So if you drop your chili dog on the floor, the 5-second rule does not apply. Scoop it up, do not waste a single drop of chili. 11th level Drunken Masters get Drunkard's Luck, letting you remove a disadvantage penalty on an attack roll, skill check, or saving throw by spending 2 key points. This is the last ability we'll be getting from the Drunken Master subclass, and see, there's nothing here related to booze. It's all about speed and messing with your enemies, very Sonic things. Your monk die also becomes a D8, punch hard and punch fast. 12th level monks get another ability score improvement. Cap off your dexterity. Sonic needs to be the most nimble dude around. This will get you there. 13th level monks get Tongue of the Sun and Moon, meaning you can communicate with anyone who speaks at least one language. They'll understand you, and you'll understand them. If you're going to be running around the whole world, it helps to know key phrases in any language. Where is the restroom? Have you seen a Chaos Emerald? Why did you sell that hedgehog a handgun? Our capstone is the 14th level of monk, giving you Diamond Soul. This means that you're proficient with every saving throw in the game, so your lowest would be your strength at +5. You also get one last speed boost, so let's head over to the pros and cons to figure out how fast we are. Alright, so your base speed is 30, with a boost of 25 from unarmored movement, 10 from mobile, 10 from long strider, doubled with feline agility, doubled again with haste, and you can dash as your action, your extra haste action, and your bonus action, plus your normal movement, making your speed 1,200 feet per round, 200 feet per second, or 136 miles per hour. You're also very good at rolling, and I don't mean on the ground. Jack of all trades and Diamond Soul pair together, meaning that you'll never have a negative modifier, and Drunkard's Luck lets you ignore disadvantage. Finally, your combo game is strong, letting you make a total of 5 attacks and disengage with 340 feet of movement if you still have haste up and haven't used your feline agility. All of those attacks are magical and have a capped modifier. That's very good. For weaknesses, you don't really need all of that speed. You could run around the perimeter of the map I use for my home game twice and still have 320 feet of movement speed left over. If you went pure monk instead of taking those bar levels, you'd still have 420 feet of movement speed per round, Blaze the Cat, which is more than enough to be fast. Which brings us to point 2. Your bar levels aren't giving you much beyond speed. Sure, 2 uses of cutting words is fun, but investing in charisma on a mostly monk build leaves your AC lower, so you don't get that crazy nimbleness you would have if you had kept it simple. And hey, as long as we're talking squishiness, your HP is around 120 and your AC is 17, which is not great for someone whose main method of fighting is running up to someone and punching them. But it's not like you're staying there for long. Disengage for free and bolt across the map, show the bad guys what speed is all about. Just watch out for someone with a more focused build, otherwise you could end up in their shadow. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 builds every week. If you've got plans this Valentine's Day, I hope you have fun. And if you don't, make sure that you love yourself first. Also sub to Tulok and Mango. Bye!